Welcome to the Matt O'Grady Coaching Podcast. This is where Matt shares all his ideas on how to be happier, more successful, and enjoy life to the fullest. Please go to mattogradycoaching.com and thelivinggratitudebook.com to learn more and receive your free micro-coaching session with Matt. Enjoy part 2 of this episode.
That's gorgeous. That's really gorgeous. So, obviously, if you're in one of those states and you'd like it to shift, obviously this practice of gratitude that we're talking about could be super helpful. And then you could use that as a launch pad to, really loving yourself and hiring an amazing coach like Kathy. And not to mention, because she's so humble, I know she won't say anything, but I'm going to say I was in your shop the other day, and as you know, I bought 3 amazing stone angels for one of my best friends, Paul Saladino, who loves it, by the way. So Kathy has also, in addition to all these amazing services, has just this just amazing shop of curated stones, healing stones, and crystals and jewelry and just amazing stuff. I know I'm going to be back. I already have a couple things in mind that I purchased for the holidays. So I want to make sure everybody knows out there, if you're looking for that kind of really conscious, beautiful gift, to check out livinglotusgroup.com for that as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt.
Enough said on that. So I think it's time to kind of unveil our fun little creation here, which, isn't so little. It's little in size, maybe physical size, but absolutely infinite in potential. And that's, of course, I wrote this book a bit about my story and my life and how gratitude has helped transform it and led me on this spiritual journey I never could have even imagined at the time, now 20 years later. And you and I coming together based on a product that you offer called Gratitude Rocks, which now I think I've bought almost a couple hundred of them, or something along those lines, and used them in my life and given them as gifts. And I'm so passionate about them that because of my love of gratitude, you and I came together and founded this idea of kind of combining forces and offering a really nice gratitude package for someone. So tell us a little bit about what the Gratitude Rocks are and how they work and why they're important. And, we'll continue this unveiling of our collaboration.
Yes, and it's a very exciting collaboration, Matt. As you said, I have a shop with gems and crystals. I've been doing this for almost 20 years, and at the end of how it started, the Gratitude Rocks started, at the end of every workshop and every meditation that I've led for all these years, I always gifted every participant with a crystal, a stone or a crystal, and then I would explain what it meant and how it could help them. And then I got this idea, make this more of a formal practice. So I created this little card that says, Gratitude Rocks, and so do you. So it comes with a card explaining the healing properties of each crystal, and there are various crystals. I've just chosen random ones from around my shop. It explains the healing properties and the energy and the vibration of what they'll get when they work with this stone. And people so loved it. It was so well received that I started giving it at the end of every purchase, every time someone made a purchase. And then I started carrying them in my purse and giving them out in the general public world, say at a restaurant, as a tip, leaving something as a kind reminder for a waiter in addition to a cash tip, or giving it to a clerk in a store. And I just love watching people's faces when they choose their Gratitude Rock and then they read the card and they say, oh, I need this right now. So that's been a fun part of the journey, and now I have them packaged so that people can carry their own supply in their car or in their purse and give them out when they see someone or there's in conversation with someone and they hear a need for something and they just, hey, here, try that, have this stone. Here's a gift for you. So it's just gone really bigger and more better than I could ever imagine.
Yes, of course. Do not shy away from more better. I mean, it is, as I've learned having a 4-year-old, sometimes things that aren't correct English are actually a really great definition of what we're trying to say. So I love it. I love it. So that was just great. I appreciate you sharing it. And I'm going to share an actual experience that kind of just shows the pay it forward kind of process and kind of the energy behind what you and I are trying to do. So you know this story, but I'm going to share with our listeners. Over the summer, Paul, myself, and the rest of the Soul Brothers launched a kind of cruise for this amazing organization called A Mother's Kiss that supports families who have children who are going through cancer and, you know, dealing with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt to kind of manage their child's health. Like who wouldn't mortgage their house to, you know, and anything else to take care of their child because they're afflicted with this, you know, real horrible situation and how to figure it out and manage it and on the money side. And this organization tries to help them do that so that their child can still continue to get the best care. And so I'm super passionate about this organization, and I'm so proud that at our event, even just a month ago, we were awarded 3 of the children in this organization with $1,000 plus gifts for each one of them at the event, and it's just mind-blowingly, heart-blowing, open kind of experience. But at the cruise, we had almost 100 people come, and I believe we ended up donating about $7,500, which, in my opinion, that's a pretty substantial amount of mojo for these families. And you were super generous, and you donated one of these gratitude stones to each and every person who came. And I was able to stand at the boat after our cruise, and kind of our love cruise, if you will. It's just the most amazing group of people coming together in consciousness and compassion for this organization and the kids and Person of Stone on the way out. And got dozens of positive, appreciative, kind of surprised looks on their face that they're receiving this after, you know, already having such a great time and feeling so good about, you know, paying for their ticket to donate to the kids and just the kind of the community that we built there. And then as people were leaving, giving them this gift that you provided. And the looks on their faces and the appreciation, the gratitude that they shared, and talking with them about it was just amazing all on its own, right? And then fast forward to my book launch a couple weeks ago at the event, and I had more than one person come up, buy my book, and then tell me, like, hey, Matt, I met you over the summer. I was like, yeah, I know you look familiar. And having this conversation that, like, almost 6 months later, getting to continue to build this relationship that's built on gratitude. And it's just so heart expanding for me to talk about it and knowing that each aspect of it, whether it's the book sale or the rocks that you gave or the, you know, hugely generous donations that people gave for the cruise and the money going to these kids who are afflicted with cancer, like I just step back and you can see how a community, a tribe, a consciousness can come together to really support one another at all these different levels, whether it's you or I as coaches and teachers and speakers and authors. And then the amazing tribes that we have, the people who are more like, quote unquote, the lay people who understand these things, they're learning these things, and they're practicing these things, but you and I need to lead the charge. And then we also introduced them to an organization that they never even knew existed that's doing all this really amazing work to, you know, bring better feelings onto the planet and take care of our kids. And just stepping back and looking at how that process works, I'm just extremely humbled, completely amazed, and super excited.
Yeah. Wow, that is so beautiful, Matt. And I'm smiling over here because I can picture you handing out the gratitude rocks to each person on that cruise and watching their faces, because I've seen it every time I've done it. I watch people light up, grown men who, I don't believe in rocks kind of guys, and they just, people love it. It's so inspiring, and I love your story. So thank you for sharing that.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. So this is, just to let everybody know, this is kind of our launch cast, so to speak, and kind of introducing the product to people and wanting them to know that, each person who purchases this co-creation of ours, which will include a Living Gratitude book and a nice package of gratitude rocks for them to take into their lives, to take into their practice, to share with their families and friends and communities, and kind of spread the good word, to keep, kind of paying it forward on gratitude, because it is a life changer. There's so many things we can do to help ourselves in our lives. However, most of them, in my opinion, are not as easy as a gratitude practice. And that's what makes gratitude especially special, in my opinion, is this ability for anyone, whether you're my son's age or you're, in your hundreds, you can practice gratitude, and there's always something to be grateful for if we have the mindset and the consciousness and the awareness to see it. And once we plant that seed into our lives begin to change, our state begins to change, and happiness is really just a couple breaths away, a few moments away, if we will allow it in. So I'm just super excited. We're going to do more talks on this. We're going to put the package together. We're going to have it ready by the end of next week for people to be able to purchase it and share it just in time for their holiday gift list, of course. And we're really excited about that. And Kathy, I'm just super grateful to you to, being willing to work with me on this project, and, being so behind what we're doing over at Soul Brothers and taking care of organizations like A Mother's Kiss.
Thank you, Matt, and what an honor it is to work with you and your tribe. I am so grateful. So there you go.
I'm just overwhelmed. I forgive me for my kind of like overzealousness. I just can't really contain it, frankly. With Thanksgiving tomorrow, the friendship that you and I have, the ability of I think come together and create opportunities for their tribes, and I think that's our job, right? Like I see, in addition to the coaching, right? It feels like my calling to kind of create opportunities where people can give to a place like A Mother's Kiss.
Wow, so inspiring, Matt. You really, really are. Oh, I'm so grateful again. I mean, my cup runneth over.
Mine too. So, I mean, we can just, keep going forever on this topic, but
sure.
We were supposed to do only 20 minutes, and of course we're 30. So let's just say thank you to everybody who joined us today and who will download it in the future, and remind them to come back to livinglotusgroup.com to check out everything that you offer, including our co-creation, as well as mattogredycoaching.com and the livinggratitudebook.com, so that they can just kind of see what we're doing and kind of put it together and hopefully share it with their friends and family and tribes themselves if they believe in it and they think it would be helpful to them in their lives. That's what we ask of you in return for today's podcast. If you will, we'd really, really appreciate it. Thank you. We love you, and we will talk to you very soon.
Thank you again for joining us on the Matt O'Grady Coaching Podcast. Until next time, please go to mattogradycoaching.com and the livinggratitudebook.com to learn more and receive your free micro-coaching session with Matt.